I had these clients a long time ago, at least 15 years ago, and they had a brand new product. And all their salespeople were doing these presentations. And I got brought in to figure out why they weren't selling as much as they should be with this brand new exciting product that they'd done all their research. They knew everybody wanted it. So I walk in the door and these are great people, wonderful salespeople, lovely. The owner of the company was wonderful. All the VPs were great. Everybody's great. So I can't figure out what's going on. And I walk in and they have these products there. And I say, well, why don't you share with me how, pretend I'm a, potential buyer. We'll have a conversation, la, la, la. And so I see that they pick up their products and they go, well, this one's okay. And they just kind of toss it on the table. And then, yeah, well, this one's good. And but they were handling them like they were trash. And they're like, well, these are just mock-ups. They're not the real product. And I said, yeah, but when you're conversing with these potential buyers, they see the way you're treating those products. I said, you better be treating the mock-ups like they are gold, like this is the most spectacular, beautiful thing in the world. And it was just one small thing that I saw among many, many others that we did with the presentation and we had to revamp the whole sales team in the company and bring in more salespeople and more overseas VAs. It was part of this whole big thing to be able to double this company by the end of the year, which we did. Whew, thank gosh. However, it's amazing how those little things get noticed by the customer. So be careful the way that you speak about the things that you sell, whether it's a service or a product, the way you hold things, the way that you hand things to other people, the way that you hold other people's products. If you're working, if you're doing something with a company that has their products involved in all of this, being careful not to say, oh, well, this crop is pretty good or whatever. One of them actually said that. I just about fell out of my chair. You can't say, oh, well, this, and people sense the intention under that too. Of you have to have a reverence about your product and your service, even especially if you're just, even if you're just joking about something, people pick up on that kind of sarcasm about your product or about the company. I had a gal who's, one of them was a gal and she said, and she was like, oh, they never get anything done on time. That's just how they are. And about the people doing the service for the products that they were buying. And I thought, oh my goodness. Well, first of all, that's a problem. Go solve it. And secondly, they're watching how you talk about the whole company, how you talk about the people that you work with, how you talk about the behind the scenes people. People are watching everything. So be respectful, be kind, and treat every product that you have, every service that you have, yourself with the dignity and respect that it deserves. It makes a huge difference. And we were able to double this whole company just with 1,000 little small things like that. You would not believe how many of them were and how big of an impact it made on these ginormous presentations they were doing with big, big impact, life or death of the company kind of impact. So look at all the different smaller pieces of those sales presentations and make sure that you are honoring every person in the room, the people who aren't there, and treating your own products and services with the kind of honor and respect that they deserve. Otherwise, why on earth are you selling them? Yeah. So double your business, double your impact, change the world.